Greetings, people, greetings. This deportee question here to get more serious and serious every day with every talk we hear them make. To get more questionable. The one thing Jamaicans need to remember, people. When them first arrive at Jamaica, appear prisoner them from the Spanish, so-called Spanish, to the English. Prisoners them come and we're so accepting and then come destroy and overthrow. So people, the question is, who are these prisoners? Where them originate from? Who them associated with? And since them like the Prime Minister, like the Minister of National Security say, them now go be detained and can free for go around the island as them please. Me have a next question. Since them are free, more and more, are these people black people? Are these people white people? What kind of people? Are they gonna be allowed to be able to acquire firearms from the FLA? Or what? What kind of crimes them commit in them countries? Why America so desperate want to get them to places where them can't come back? $10,000. $10,000 is not a small number. Some weird question is, are these people any part of any military or paramilitary group, or are them ex-service members or whatever? What are the capabilities and mindset of these people? How violent can they possibly be? Because remember America, I say, are them worst criminals them, and them don't want them both. Who do I choose to look for forgive them? Countries where them describe in a despicable terms, deplorable, degradable, full disrespect, full pronouns. Now let's go against Senegal. 1-0. 42nd minute, 42:50. Yeah, people, but still I question it. How Jamaica benefit from having these people there? Is the minister in any way concerned about the safety of the Jamaican populace? Not just uptown people. politicians and the police, but we're talking about the ordinary Jamaicans. We live in the ghettos and other places. We're not care them could put in the ghettos. Or not care them could put in the white uptown areas where people think them all that and them come integrate into society and defile it even worse. It's more secretly. How the police are gonna deal with them if them are some light-skinned people and them are criminals? Is the police gonna deal with them same way like how they deal with the regular Jamaicans? Or them are gonna sir and make them get to things? The medical condition, what diseases them people have a carry in our country? When Jamaican people have got to cope with. How much of them have TB and all kind of other stuff? How much of them have AIDS and all kind of shit? Hepatitis A, B, C and all kind of whatever. Go check out them things before and bring them things up on the people. 10,000 people. I if I'm but and go around and whatever. I can't give specific number and then create a number about 25. I talk about negotiate. And then the way you talk about them ask, you know. Let the ask sound like a ask with a I demand. It's also asking what with the authority. So the way it gets soft spoken upon they are in this occasion they ask us. So normally they negotiate, but this time they asked us. The way him said that they asked us, it sound like they give them an ultimatum. Especially with the allegations where we hear about him say one. You hear people talk about visas and protect visas and all kind of stuff. The man we hear say they want a visa. What kind of security minister is saying you never got one security council meeting no way? How much year you serve you never got one? If you hold up a security council meeting go on all up places around the world and Jamaica top place in the world. At one stage in the world we are third world leaders. Control seabed authority and all of them stuff. They don't even know if it even Jamaica even still have that. We belittle down ourselves and for the mind sharp we get voted out of most things. Or we allow ourselves. Because trust me, from Michael Manley was a third world leader, I don't even hear nothing more about that. I think they sell out seabed authority, all of them sitting there. From Siaga coming, everything turn over to America. the people. Yo, listen to them people that talk about the people. And listen if I think say Jamaica's interest is in any way involving them people that thinking. Yes, they might have to talk about one of them which name Kerry Lake. She had the new incoming ambassador or something to Jamaica. Right? She talk about bikini and swimsuit and whatever. But they not talk about no form of technology development for Jamaica itself. Right? Jamaicans, the power brain behind it. A Jamaican, the control. A Jamaican, the startup, they build from micro to macro. A Jamaican, where you can say it's a Jamaican innovation, a Jamaican invention, and all of that in a technology era. Data center and a Jamaican invention. Smart city and a Jamaican invention. Yeah, them might have practice to build a new smart prison. Because, what am I say? Within a certain amount of radius, you won't even be able to drive car because you're not going to have the certain things for facilitate that. That's why maybe they all move all them people there and force where them people are St. Elizabeth, maybe a key word. So people, listen to them and tell me what you think in the comment section.
Countries to take. We are actively searching for other countries to take from third countries. So we are acting, not just El Salvador, we are working with other countries to say, we want to send you some of the most despicable human beings to your countries. Will you do that as a favor to us? And the further away from America, the better, so they can't come back across the border. I'm not apologetic about it. We are doing that. The president was elected to keep America safe and to get rid of a bunch of perverts and pedophiles and child rapists out of our country.
Combat lottery scams that target vulnerable American victims to the tune of $300 million annually. Jamaica has struggled for years to prosecute these networks domestically. If confirmed, what practical resources or support would you pursue to encourage more effective cooperation between our law enforcement agencies to stop these scams?
Thank you for asking that question, Senator. I think people think, how could you get scammed out of your life savings? But there are some bad actors in Jamaica who have really honed the skill of bilking people out of their money through these lottery scams and other financial scams. And so we will work very closely with Jamaican law enforcement officials. We already have a great relationship. We'll work with our counterparts at the State Department, and we will work with local law enforcement here in the United States to make sure that we're doing everything we can to alert people to this problem, because I think a lot of people unsuspectingly don't even realize that they're obviously being caught up in a scam, and then prosecute people to the fullest extent of the law. And I will put pressure on the Jamaican government, if I'm confirmed, to really prosecute and take seriously these types of crimes.
It's like I want to come back to you on a related topic here, and that has to do, beyond your normal role as ambassador, you're going to be responsible for an interagency effort to deal with U.S.-Jamaica counter-narcotics efforts. And that's going to require leading a team that has personnel in the State Department side and law enforcement. Can you just illuminate us in terms of how you plan to approach that challenge?
Thank you so much for the question, and I want to commend the people who are on the ground in Jamaica. From what I understand, they're doing incredible work working with the Jamaican authorities. We're taking the incredible knowledge we have in law enforcement here in America. We've also in investigations, and we're helping to train additional forces in Jamaica, and we'll be working with the Department of War. I understand that they are very much hot on bringing down these narco-terrorists. Most of the drugs, from what I understand, are coming from Colombia, about 40% of the drugs coming from Colombia, and they stop at Jamaica and then they go out to other areas. Some of them are making their way into the United States. One death from fentanyl or overdose from drugs, in my opinion, is one death too many. And I'm glad we have a president who's taking this issue seriously. Fentanyl is a weapon of mass destruction, and I think that the people of Jamaica deserve the safety that their government is now working to help provide. They've brought down their murder rates by 43%, from what I understand, in the country. They're making huge progress in making Jamaica a safer country, and I think the people of Jamaica deserve that, and the people of America deserve that as well.
Ms. Lake, what can you tell us about your take on the best way to help Jamaica? As ambassador confirmed, you intend to focus more on aid or on lifting trade burdens, on increasing economic opportunities for the island?
Thank you, Senator Lee, for that question. I think it's an, if confirmed, we're going to look at everything. We're going to hit the ground running and look at ways to expand American business opportunities and try to level the playing field, because right now, as we know, when we're competing with for a contract or a tender with the CCP or CCP-controlled company, oftentimes they'll underbid the United States. We want to make sure that we're working with Jamaica to make sure that there's a level playing field so that American businesses have a real shot to do great work. We know that we provide better quality work. We hire Jamaicans, and we want to make sure that we're assisting and also allowing for American companies to expand. I think there's big companies that could help right now. There's a huge need as they're rebuilding after this Category 5, which devastated especially the southern and western part of the island. And if we don't take an active approach to getting American companies in to bid and get some of these big purchases and big jobs, we're going to see the vacuum filled by more Chinese influence in that country. And that's concerning to me. I think it's concerning to both sides of the aisle when it comes to what China has done and their influence so close to home.
We've seen that all over this hemisphere, in many parts of Central and South America. China gaining footholds, putting a base in Argentina, for example. A lot of increased ties with Brazil, with the current government in Colombia, just to name a few. I would imagine that adding Jamaica to the list, securing significant foothold in Jamaica would be a huge feather in the cap for the CCP folk who really want a massive inroad at the doorstep of continental United States of America. What do you think that is the best antidote to that, and how can you work with the Jamaican government to discourage that from happening?
Yes, right now the Chinese have a massive stake in one of the key ports in Kingston. I think they have 49% control over it, and that puts us at risk. And so we need to rebalance things and work with the Jamaican government on that. And, not just big businesses, there's small businesses as well. I love this story. We all know that Jamaica has incredible athletes. They dominate in track and field and in gold medals. The fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt. I mean, we all watched as he wowed the world. But they're one of the only tropical climates that also has a winter Olympic team in their bobsled. And actually, a company in Utah, backcountry, does the outfitting for that team, the Jamaican bobsled team, which I think is very cool. I mean, we definitely want big projects, but we want to encourage all kinds of American businesses to invest in Jamaica and Jamaicans to invest in America as well. You can buy a lot of things in Jamaica. You can show up and not have swim trunks, and you can purchase those. You can purchase beach towels, whatever you need, shorts and shirts, but you cannot purchase winter parkas in Jamaica.
I would imagine it would have limited utility in Jamaica.
It would. You just don't need it. So I think there's a real opportunity to work with our partners, our neighbors. Jamaica, an incredible country, and I'm looking forward to it.
There's a growing sense that gang violence is becoming more of a problem throughout the Caribbean, and growing concern that some of this is a spillover effect from Haiti, which has been really had a big problem with gang violence. Any thoughts on how best the United States can work with Jamaica in order to bring that problem under control?
Well, thank you for the question. Thank you for mentioning Haiti. I know that not only is the United States taking an active role with the gang suppression force down there, but Jamaica is as well. Jamaica has some very talented individuals that are on the ground. I think the second in command, from what I understand, in this gang suppression activity that's happening and the work to stabilize Haiti is a Jamaican. So it's in Jamaica's interest. It's in the United States' interest. It's really in the Caribbean interest to make sure that we can solve some of the serious problems in Haiti, and we'll be focusing on that if confirmed.
So basically, America is jealous of the relationship that Jamaica is sharing with China currently. As such, there's going to be some huge changes that will be coming up that's going to impact Jamaica.
No, as I said, he's for security, transportation. No, as I said, he spoke generally. I'm asking for some specific points. Specifically, Minister, who pays for accommodation, transportation, health care, security, and the administrative costs associated with these transfers?
The minister said the United States of America. Do you have any other questions?
Will any Jamaican taxpayer funds be used?
The minister said the United States of America. Member, do you have any questions that do not surround answers already given?
Incidentals is something totally different. I know some people perhaps don't understand.
Totally different, member. No, it isn't.
The second question, Minister. Has Jamaica negotiated and settled on compensation from the U.S. for participation in this program? What, therefore, is the estimated annual cost, if any, and financial benefit to be accrued from Jamaica's participation in this program? Third question. Has the Ministry of Finance conducted a fiscal impact assessment survey? Because, I mean, there are some obvious costs, but then the hidden costs, which only a fiscal impact assessment could reveal. You said that this was signed last week, Thursday, but has Cabinet approved the MOU between Jamaica and US committing Jamaica to this? And finally, Minister, what is the duration of the MOU? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, indefinite? Thank you.
Thank you, member. Minister, turn your mic on, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me say, I think I've been copious note on this. They'll be here as visitors for the first round. Bear in mind that once they stay beyond what may be a kind of projected time frame, two things can happen. One, they can apply for asylum. They will treat them as any other illegal immigrant, which is why the numbers are restricted. Secondly, if we find that they might have an adverse trace, we can deport them to their home country at our cost. And the power of the minister remains intact and is not reached by any agreement. We can deport any undeserved visitor we have in the country. Okay. Capacity of the IOM is not one that we are going to have to go into. We have an understanding that they will provide certain services. Again, if the agreement is being pursued and we find that they cannot be with 25 people, as the numbers what we have agreed to, then we'll have to examine the operational activity at that point in time. They are sent here by the United States government as illegal immigrants. They don't have a choice where to go. If they have a choice to stay in the United States. And they are offered to return to their home country. Once they get here, we are part of the operational detail we are seeking to settle is location. We have to identify a venue where they can stay, and that is part of what we have to do before we operationalize the activity. And no one will be sent here until we settle that, an appropriate location for them to stay, and they cannot be detained, and they cannot be a place which is signal saying that they're going to be detained.
It's a turn them rooms for the country, sir.
Which all of them know. The cost, as detailed by the member from South and Apes, as said, is general. We cover all, we cover the funding that is designed to cover the cost for the initial period of this year. All of their cost. Right? Unless, I said, if we have to deport one ourselves, then we have a deportation order which we activate separately, or if they go into asylum, cost savings. There's no compensation we derive from the United States government. It's an agreement we have negotiated. As I said, the United States government is one of Jamaica's primary partners in terms of both trade and security. And we negotiate this. In this case, they asked. When we were to receive our Arabs, we asked for a negotiated agreement, and they sent us the numbers we are saying 2 flights a month. In this case, they asked us to accommodate their policy program, and we negotiated and did so. There's no compensation there. The United States, as a partner in security, they are our primary partners in security. And in times of emergency, they are always available. In this passage of Hurricane Melissa, they were particularly helpful beyond security. Their helicopters were most critical in the initial phase. They were in your constituency delivering goods and taking persons because we didn't have that kind of equipment. And they're always on standby for that kind of activity at any time. Our relationship has not, we may vary in the public perception, but we have had a very strong relationship with the United States government for a long time. And I said their security in particular have been strengthened and has worked extremely well in us identifying and disrupting both transnational criminal activity, gangsters and otherwise in our country. Up to recently, I've seen that they arrested some 5 individuals who are major shippers of guns in the United States, and that came about because of major bilateral cooperation in dealing with the illegal trade of firearms coming to Jamaica. Ministry of Finance would not be consulted because the primary cost to us is with the Department of Staffing and their establishment, which is why, again, the numbers were set up, the numbers that we can manage that number in addition to what we are currently doing with other immigration activities. So there will be no particular need to get a special assignment budget either from the Ministry of Finance or to seek further funding from the United States. As indicated again, I repeat, the program, Madam Speaker, so that we can pause at any time. Either side can pause for whatever reason, and when we pause, review and look on. They are not like to be an expansion in numbers, I repeat, because we have negotiated to get a number we think we can manage. Given the activities in the Caribbean and around us, it may be that if other numbers increase, we may have to increase these numbers. It's not likely we'll have to increase them because the instability in some of our neighbors may force other individuals coming to Jamaica and we deal with them. It was basically it had to be approved by cabinet, and that was done before. And cabinet gives instruction to the ministries. They instruct us on the basis of a draft MOU, which we then take to our partner, and when we discussed it, it was accepted, and we signed off together. Same time. And the jury is an understanding which is clearly open-ended. Open-ended? Yeah.